Cool. And I've got my jet here so I can actually see it instead of having to look over constantly. Kinda ghetto, but you know, it does the job. And I'm just gonna start off with the warm-ups as usual. And actually, I'm gonna set up my Pomodoro timer real quick, which I have bookmarked. Excellent. Okay. And what I'm doing here is just a square duplication method. And basically an ellipse going to one vanishing point. What's up, Drewski Wooski? No ears today. Only on special occasions. What's been up with you, man? Also, to be honest, it's a little annoying to have things on your ears, actually. Although the little glued on ears aren't actually annoying at all. I'm a lot more pleased with my ellipse turnout today. I have been practicing before I streamed, so I cheated a little bit there. But I consider that practice, not cheating. A lot's been going on. Went back to college to study architecture. Oh, nice! Yeah, architecture is one of those really intensive majors as far as I know. It's a lot of work. That's cool though. What made you decide to go back to study? I always felt like architecture would be pretty cool. And the cool thing about this exercise is you can see the way that as the ellipses reach the horizon line, the vanishing point, it starts to get a lot more. Actually, this is a pretty bad convergence. But, you know, it kind of, you still kind of see it moving, I guess. It's like you're looking down on it, and then it's slowly getting smaller. I'm not afraid of work. I've been interested since I was a kid. Wasn't happy in my job and wanted a big change. That's as good a reason as any to go back to school. That's for sure. And yeah, if there's something that's been calling you since you were young, it's like, I mean, literally YOLO. So why not try it? At least if it's something that's like a possible positive thing, you know what I mean? Like meth is not one of those things that would YOLO, is what I'm saying. I don't know why I just drew an arrow there. I'm gonna practice my arrows some more too. I think I've lost my ability to do them actually. Wait, maybe not. If I can do them convincingly in space, though, is the question. Thank you. Let's try another one, because I'm not that impressed by this one's ability to convey any information. So I want it to be like going from a small place, like a part farther away from the viewer, to like closer to the viewer. So and I don't actually know how to do that, but I'm gonna try. So have you already started classes, Juski, or is it like you just got in and you're getting ready to start? I don't know what month people start school these days. I think it's in August usually. I actually don't want this to be so dark because the way I have this rotated. And then it would be like a little bit of shading here because it's turning over. Maybe a little bit here. And then that just looks like a lizard tail that fell off, but you know, we can live with that. I'm still not really like convinced of any movement in space, and I think it's because like this needs to be a lot bigger. I don't know for sure, but I guess this is okay. It's not the best arrow I've ever seen in my life, but you know. Okay, I'm gonna try to do some box rotations, which I am like really bad at. Like, even though I sort of get the idea of the convergence, I always tend to not... I don't quite think I understand enough about like the viewing lens to really keep a convincing angle going when I'm trying to rotate it. But let's see. You started summer semester, shorter time frame, 16 weeks of work and 10 weeks. Oh yeah, those are like really rough. Oh wow, all A is nice. Normal people start in August. Those damn normies starting in August. Wait, so are you going to an August semester right after your summer semester? Finals are in 2 weeks. Oh shit. Well, if you got all A's and everything, it sounds like you're basically good to go. What do you actually learn in your first semester at your school? I think this is gonna have a much further angle than I anticipated, but we'll see. I don't know for sure. And I don't want it to look like we're getting more view of the top. Like that's not what I want. So It's like this one maybe needs to be the same. Like a slight inward angle. As if the vanishing point is like way far away. Let's see, no, that's the same angle. Okay, maybe it needs to start here. I don't think that's right either. No. I'm trying to do this from memory as much as I can, rather than like resources. Just so I can challenge my brain to think. And it's not working that well. I think this side is gonna be like this. Yeah, okay. 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 I would have liked more than just like a straight side view though. Like, I want it in between these two. So I'm going to, I think it's L. I'm just gonna move this over so I can, oops. Basically insert something between it. Okay, and I need to select, okay. So in between this and that, something has to happen. And this isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but let's just deal with it for now. So it's like this. I'm trying to think here. So we're rotating it that way. So if I took a box and I moved it, okay. We'd still see a decent amount of this side, but it'd be like a 3/4 view. And that, I don't want that to be the same length, so it needs to be more like that. Like, I don't want this edge to be the same as, because if it is, it's just the same, it's not rotated properly. Like, you would see a little bit more, but not quite as much as that, so it's like in the middle, and not as extreme of an angle, so I think, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. Oops. And then, and I find that with squares, like when I was drawing like an actual one, those like, the subtlest angles are so, they make such a difference. That's what's really hard about it for me, because I tend to go from one extreme to the other. So this one's flatter. Yeah, okay. That's weird. So if we take this out... Guess I'm gonna freehand this and potentially be wrong. Okay. So if those converge like way off in the distance. So I think that, and this one also is way off in the distance. So I think these need to still be way off in the fucking distance. But smaller than that. I mean bigger than that, what I just drew. I'm gonna try to keep one point along this kind of plane I have over here, even though that one is not on it. It's the same side. This is so hard. Oh my god, it's like rotating it that extra little degree. Why is it not working? I guess I have the exact same angle here, so I'm not actually changing anything. Ah, this is so hard. So I think it's something like that, but, you know, just fitting into this, so... I'm gonna listen to Shuggy Kun and make sure my lines are straight. I'm glad he came in here and critiqued me yesterday, because I was getting quite sloppy with my line work. Okay, I think that was a rotation. I think that's pretty much in the middle of these two. For the most part, even though this top is different shape, it's a different shape than that, so it's like not exact, and but it's getting there. Okay, so let's keep doing it. So now this version of this. Dear God, help me. Alright, so it's the exact opposite thing, which I think is kind of like a cheat, but whatever. And I'm trying to do this because, like, I don't, I know that my weakest point is, like, really seeing form in space. Like I'm definitely getting better at it, but I also have a lot of oh god, that's the 25 minutes up for the Pomodoro. Oops. But I definitely have a long way to go before I'm like fully grasping it and able to just like throw shapes together and put them all in the proper perspective. And that's like what, in order to create what I want to create, that's what I need to know how to do. So I am trying to challenge myself here because I find that if I don't, I tend to just copy things and then I don't really internalize it that well. And then I only know it in that particular thing I copied it from. Which in this case is Modern Day James. Thank you, Modern Day James, for this method. Okay, I think that kind of rotated. It's not the same shape though, like that's not... The shape of the box is not staying consistent, if that makes sense. Like, that's more rectangular than any of these. So I think to cut that, it would need to be like... This needs to be shorter. No, because then it's like equidistant from here to here, so maybe just a little bit shorter. And this one a little bit shorter. And maybe this one the same, but this one shorter. Okay. And then now the I guess this is like a 3/4 view. This is like a, I don't know what that is. What is this, like a half? Maybe I should define the degree here. Anyway, so this one should be pretty easy. But your name is Meme. And hello. I almost think you want to be called Mimi. But I guess it's Meme Lord. You want to be called Meme Lord? Is that what it is? What's up, Mocha? Hello. Okay, I think I rotated that box. And for funsies, I'm going to add some cylinders in perspective just for practice. Again, I'm getting a lot of this technique from Modern Day James. I downloaded some of his Gumroads. They are awesome. I love them so much. Also, his draftsmanship is just god tier, so it's very nice to be able to watch his process. And I don't think I'm quite proficient enough to spot the midpoint of a rotated plane. Or tilted plane, so let me set another timer. Okay, starting the next 25 minutes. This music makes me feel like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. But sometimes I feel like you have to estimate the mid-plane just because, like, if your draftsmanship is crap, your X is not going to be, like, exactly where it should be. Like, so I think the midpoint is more like here, you know, but my X is off to the side. So I'm just gonna go with what I think in that case. It's more like the depth of the midpoint that I try to use the X for. Yeah, I'm getting pretty pleased with these cylinders though. I mean ellipses. I find that the quick shoulder method is not working too well on this tablet, so I'm kind of following the speed that James is drawing his cylinders. Also, I find it really relaxing to do these kind of things. It's like just basic shapes, and it's challenging, but also, I mean, for me at this stage, it's pretty challenging still. But it's also really relaxing. And now I understand how they designed the companion cube. Just based on that. So you know how people get like ASMR from sounds? I think I get it from like sight. Like I get it from the... I can't explain what, but I'm serious. Like when I was watching the Gumroad videos from Modern Day James, like I feel like I was getting like ASMR from the way he has that like slow methodical drawing. It's just so like precise and certain, and it's like for some reason it has this like line quality or texture that's just like, I don't know, man, it's just awesome to watch. But I don't really get that sensation from sounds or anything. But I've always been very like texture based. Like when I was a kid, I would, like when I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, I don't know, man, I just had this really weird feeling like from the textures. It's a very similar sensation to what I experience when I watch him draw, which sounds really fucking weird, but it's true. I wonder if anyone else has that. Probably not. I must be the only one, the special snowflake of the entire world. And then after these, I'm gonna try to do some... I'm gonna try to do that environment thing I was talking about. Like, I might completely fail, but whatever, I'm gonna try anyway. And then if I have time, I'm gonna do some animals using these primitive form constructions. And I hope I am equipped with a little bit more knowledge now to be able to actually do them. Because my first attempts, if anyone remembers, were absolutely horrible. But I also wasn't very familiar with the extrusion process. So, like, I knew what it was, but I had no, like, it wasn't clicking in my brain how to do it, but recently I think I kind of got it, so hopefully I can use that. Not in my brush. Okay, weird. Also, I'm kind of hungry. Oh, I wish they had like Chipotle delivery at 10:25 p.m. I could go for some Chipotle right now. So like this right here is one of those examples where my X, due to my bad draftsmanship, is in the wrong center. So like I'm gonna keep the center of where I know the center actually is, but the depth backwards is what I'm referring to in that X, so, which is actually quite close to the visual center, so yeah. Okay, some little boxes, and then I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try it as like a cylinder intersected by a plane. And see if I can actually remember this process. I'm not totally sure if I can. So basically let's see if I can make that clearer. So basically where this is, it would be like an elliptical cut. I think like that maybe? It's like where the plane touches. So then you get two shapes. It's pretty basic cut. It just creates two ellipses because it's straight across. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be tilted. Oh, what's up, Codpiece? Hello. Okay. A hot second. Okay. Not a cold second, but a hot one. Fair enough. How's your codpiece doing, by the way? Is it keeping you nice and protected? Also, I was thinking about this. So, you know how you always say, I fear not the man who knows 1,000 kicks, but the man who's done one kick 1,000 times? Do you have like a thing that you do where it's like you practice all the time? That one kick? Since you say it so much, it's like, are you speaking from personal wisdom? Ironically, it is warm like the second. Oh, I see. Your codpiece is warm like the second. Okay. I mean, is it that ironic that a codpiece would be warm, though? Wouldn't you kind of expect that? I don't really like this, how this turned out, but I mean, I guess it conveys the point. Although I'd actually argue that the proportions are off. Like this one, this should be more, a little bit more equal. Clearly I'm discriminating against this one. This hot second, my piece is toasty in a TMI kind of way. Oh, I see. Now, is that just due to natural body heat, or is there some other reason that you don't want to disclose to us, Codpiece? And ultimately, this cylinder needs to be about the same as this one, because that's what's intersecting, so... I mean... I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, actually, so I'm just gonna ignore that and keep going. Yeah, I think that's a little proportionally closer, but this looks really weird for some reason. I think it needs more, like, curvature. I don't know. I guess it's alright. Alright, so now I'm gonna do this again, but with a tilted plane. See if I can actually manage to draw one. Oh. I speak from experience. I play guitar and guitar practicing a single chord over and over again, or practicing scales. Just like Kung Fu, just like drawing. You can teach your hands to act naturally in a fluid motion with precision. Good point. Same, yeah, exactly. Same with guitar too, for sure. It's like you train your brain to, like, reach properly, and it's just automatic. It's kind of weird how that's all practice is, really. It's like almost letting your robot brain take over, in a way. So that you don't have to think and use so much processing power on the task at hand. Which is why I'm doing these, because it's like, I still have to think through like this rotation, I had to think a lot, you know? And it's still not perfect, and I probably need to do some more thinking, but once you master those little basic things, you can just poop out little shapes everywhere you go. So yeah, I'm on the same page with you there, man. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a tilted plane. Lord knows if I can actually pull this off. Like, that's not very convincing, so I think this needs to go further. And this can go, actually, just... So I probably don't need to make it that extremely sized. It's been a hot day. I just got home to some cooling. I am cooling all the things. Alright. Peace at you too, man. Enjoy that cool piece. Okay, so this is going to be like basically a cut to make this rounded shape, sort of. So that it's kind of like this. And then the cylinder, ellipse in perspective with the plane. Actually, interesting. Okay, wait. So if we use that bounding, yeah, okay. I think I get what's going on here. So that's the bounding box. Showing the, I guess, is this the minor? I would think that's the major axis, but anyway, point is it shows the shape, I think, in perspective pretty well. Okay, so yeah, that's a slice. I definitely don't think I could do that like a week ago, so that's kind of cool. Alright, now I'm going to move on to trying to find some sort of environment to model. Unfortunately, I bought a like an HDMI switcher, or not switcher, but it's supposed to take like one HDMI and then turn it into like 3, but it doesn't work, so I can't actually see my screen in front of me like I was hoping. But, you know, we'll just make do with what we have. Because if you wait for perfection, you'll never get started, and you gotta start now with whatever you've got in front of you. What's interesting, in my view, is that we learn patterns of thought typically through analogous personal experience. Therefore, the more experiences we collect, the easier it is to learn and gain even more experience. The author of The Five Rings wrote about this and summarized, stating all things are related. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I definitely see that, like, once you, for example, if you've ever mastered anything, you can start to see the steps you have to take to master other things. And yeah, I definitely have seen things be insanely interrelated because, like, I don't know, you just start to see you're totally right, you start to see patterns. I mean, everything basically comes down to, like, the basic components and then construct it into, like, the complex components, and including, you know, the microcosm and macrocosm of existence, like cells, I mean, you know, wow, I can't think of the name right now, so, but you have, like, atoms, and then below atoms, and then, which is what I can't think of the name of, and then you have, like, planets, galaxies, etc., which are basically, like, the same thing, but different scales. So, yeah, that pattern kind of like the golden ratio is like intrinsic in everything, it seems. Intrinsic, inherent, I don't know what the better word is there. Quarks. Well, I think that's one of them. I think they're called subatomic particles, yeah. I think quark is one subatomic particle. Yeah, I mean, basically I'm just trying to find a device that will allow me to take one HDMI port and then turn it into two. Because I only need two, but it would be nice if it had like more, just in case I want to get like more monitors. Yes, I'm using a laptop. It is a Windows. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm gonna look up like some sort of city environment, maybe like Korea or something. Nah, let's go with Japan. Let's be real. I guess I could also do a room. Where are those awesome pictures of Japan when I need them? This one's kind of cool. God, I hate Pinterest sometimes. I just want the photo. Not a link to Pinterest. Aha, okay. This one is so... Okay, on the keyboard do I have a function button with a monitor picture? Yes, I do. I think it's F7. And right now I currently have extended displays. And the weird thing was the splitter or whatever recognized both my devices, but it wasn't like the green light was on, so I couldn't use it. But each device was... Well, actually no, the device was on, but it wasn't receiving any input, so... Yeah. So that doesn't mean that the splitter actually recognized anything. But it didn't allow me to split my screen anymore, so it did something, but I don't know what. Okay, so, so what I have now is my laptop screen and I have a display. The goal is my laptop screen and then 2 external displays. One being my tablet, the other one being an actual monitor. Which, I mean, my tablet here does function as a monitor, but it, I need another screen to do it the way I want to. And the problem is when I'm trying to look over here, it's just like so far away I can't comfortably like see the image. And I mean, like, I would try to put it behind my thing, but there's not enough space on my desk. So that's the limitation there. But I'm gonna get started kind of outlining this frame. And I'm really going to focus on just pure primitive forms before I go into any detail at all, because, yeah, if you start getting into the weeds too much, you can't, I mean, unless you know what you're doing, but I don't, so I want to make sure I got down the basic composition. USB to HDMI adapter or docking station. No. Okay. Okay, I will look into that. Thank you for your advice, Godfeast. Appreciate that. And I'm going to be real quick and try to find a snack because I'm actually really hungry. And hopefully I can just like shovel something in my mouth real quick. I'll be right back. And the Pomodoro timer is paused, so we're not timing this. So I'm gonna actually switch the screen because I'm gonna be able to chatting, and I'm gonna put the actual photo here. And hopefully I'll be able to see a decent amount. Okay. Oh, thank you, Codpiece. Of course you may ask a question. What's that? Yeah, yeah. You used up your question. No more questions, Codpiece. That was the one and only. Everyone only gets one question per stream. I like to operate a authoritarian community. That's the way to do it. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Oh, go back. Okay. Oh, I wanted to. There we go. Oh, I made my line go away. I'm still not totally used to my hotkeys on this tablet, so sometimes I misclick things. Actually, quite often I misclick things. Now the question is, where the hell do I begin in this? I'm guessing like this here, because this is the straightest line there is. There's no, you can't see the top of the roof, so that's like the horizon line, which is conveniently right in the center of the page, basically. I guess I don't really need to draw it across. I think I can just kind of guess with these two lines on the edge there, but I do have two, so that's uncomfortable. So let's do that. I noticed how 3 times you stream for a while and then disappear from Twitch. It's not too personal. Why the regular prolonged absences? Good question, Codpiece. Well, it's a combination of, it's usually always work related, so it's always like it starts with my job becoming more intense because something changes, or suddenly I have to do more things that, like, I have to be there longer, or like the most recent one was my boss completely took away all work from home, which and then was trying to force us to go to work at like the normal hours. So that's, if I go to work at normal hours, like 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever, that's like almost 4 hours a day in traffic for me. 2 hours there and 2 hours back sometimes. On a good day it's 2 hours at most. So that, and plus having to be forcing to, like, I have to stay there for 9 hours plus 2. That's at minimum, that's like 11 hours of the day, and then I have to eat and do other things, and in this case I was trying to also be more physically active because it's really important for me to do that. And then yeah, also just having to work like that makes basically, like, I'm not gonna lie, I get very, it's like depressed, so it's just like I'm just like going through my day not really feeling alive, and so yeah, it's always something kind of like that, and it's like really hard to stream when I feel like I can't even talk to anyone, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. I can't be very entertaining when I feel so bad, but while I still have that, like, you know, today wasn't like my happiest day on earth, but I'm trying to just focus on like actually drawing and not so much like the streaming, but more like just persistently continuing to draw and not stop again, because it's like, you know, if I take the focus off of like myself or the worries I have about myself, and I just focus on what I'm doing, like everything ends up working out anyway. But I was just getting too caught up in like a bunch of just like thoughts that probably aren't even really real, just like fears and insecurities and stuff. You know how you get in your head and then you start thinking a bunch of weird shit. And then I get to a point where I'm like, I can't keep thinking like this, because it's like, if I keep doing this, I'm never going to get good at the things I want, and I'm never going to have a chance at like, you know, fulfilling what I've always wanted to do. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to become a good artist. That was like my dream. And then at every single turn, I just had no support at all, and I also had a lot of like fear about like being able to just support myself. So I did what was practical, because I was raised with the belief that what you want to do is basically meaningless, because you just have to live in the real world, like, you know what I mean? So, which isn't even true. Like, yeah, you have to live in the real world, but it's not that expensive if you live like in a certain way. And if I knew what I knew, if I knew now what I knew then, I would have made a lot of different decisions that wouldn't have, you know, put me in this position. But now that's what I'm in. So basically, I recently have been thinking about this a lot, and I was like, you know, I have to keep drawing and doing stuff, because it's like, there are other people in my position who took the practical route and they feel like there's no way out. You know, they feel like they're stuck. You know, they're having the question like, is this all there is to life? You know, and the answer is no. Like at any time you can like take back that personal power, but it takes a lot of like, you know, almost like a suspension of like logic, and just sort of realizing like, hey, like I'm gonna do this because I fucking want to, you know? So yeah, can you show bobs? Absolutely. I have a series of bobs for you. If you give me 1 second, I can show you some really nice bobs. Just give me a sec. Like, you're really not gonna believe these bobs. Like, where is it? I actually made this picture just for people who, you know, have that question. I took this myself. There you go. Check out those bobs. Now I gotta make a clever one with Vagine, but also I didn't actually make that. My friend made that and he sent it to me, and I thought it was hilarious. So I'm not gonna steal the credit because that's fucked up. Okay, oh my lord. Don't know what just happened, but oh, Codpiece, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. That actually helped me afford my tutorial that I got recently. You seem like an intelligent person, which makes you overpowered since... Oh, thank you. I prefer not to discuss my personal details until I'm out of that job, and then when I am out of it, I will tell everyone everything. But for now, I try to keep that on the DL. For various reasons. I've learned that the only way I can handle the monotonous work stress, I must make plans at least once a month or a week to do something different and treat myself. And yes, you don't have to be the best at something or even professional because it's your passion. Yeah, I mean, you just... Exactly. It's like... Just, if you have an idea that you want to do something, like, just do it. And the thing is, it's like a catch-22 because you want to do it, but you see how much time it takes to really get to the proficiency where you can, like, flow in the state of mind that you want to. And just, like, be in it rather than, like, thinking so hard about it. And then, like, when I'm thinking all day, my job requires a lot of thinking, I would say, for me. It's, like, more thought, like, that's, like, too much. But at the same time, it's it's like, I don't know, you just have to learn how to balance that, balance your energy. And I think the way to do that is, one, you have to see the world as positively as you possibly can, with as much hope as you possibly can, even when it seems like there's none. That's like a big thing, because if you're walking around like woe is me, or you look at other people who have things so much easier, you know, and you're just like, God, like, what I would give to be in your position, you know. Some people think that about my position. So it's like, you have to make the most of what you have, because I see a lot of people who have it so easy and they don't make the most of what they have, and it drives me crazy. But then I think about that in terms of myself, and I'm like, if I was on the outside looking in and I have what I have, just, you know, just take it as it is, then, like, and I just take action, then I'm going to move closer to something. Like, and I will say, since I started every single time I start streaming, I start to feel so much like purpose, and like I feel so good. Like not even just streaming, but practicing. And I find like for some reason streaming, like the social element is fun to me too. So, but yeah, it's like, and not just that. It's like I just want to show like the journey, you know, because so many people show like, look how good I am now, but you never really see the actual process of them training through it. And to me, that's a really cool concept. So that's why I do it, because I hope that one day, 10 years from now, I will have done this consistently enough. Even if I don't, you know, and if for some reason I ever take a break, which I don't want to do that again, as much in my power as I can avoid that, I will. But yeah, it's like, if I do this, if I do a couple of different things for 10 years and then like show the progress, like imagine how many people will feel like, oh wow, like if I just stick to something, even if I have all these like obstacles, then I can actually do what I want to do, you know, I can actually get there. And I think that's kind of my reason for doing anything like this. I have some idea that's like, yeah, I don't know, it just makes me feel good, like, because I know that there's other people in my position who, you know, a lot of people end their lives for reasons, like for feeling so like there's no reason to live, and because they don't believe that any of their dreams are even possible, and it's just like, that's just not true, you know. So anyway, yeah, it's difficult to leave your work stressed at work and then be open your mind to that quasi-zen state while feeling positive. It can be, although a lot of times with like physical activity, like I kind of get in that state, or if I meditate or whatever, but I just feel so drained sometimes that it's like hard to, like today I was like, should I not? Because I felt horrible actually all day. I have felt absolutely horrible, like I'm not gonna lie, like terrible, nothing, no good feelings this entire day, until I pressed start, and then I started drawing some stuff, and I was like, oh wow, I made some progress on this, and then, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like if you just start, the momentum, like, it gives you something. So, you know what I mean? You feel the same way when you stream. I also hope to share that guitar skill journey. That's awesome. Are you saving your work so you can reflect on these things over time? Yes, and also I upload every single stream to YouTube, not because of any reason other than documentation. Like, literally, that is the reason I upload everything onto YouTube, because I would just want to see the progress. And hopefully YouTube never deletes it. And at least with the DRM, like, if there's ever a DRM conflict, it's still available on my end. So it's basically like a storage repository for me. And then, on the other hand, I've started a folder where I'm saving these little practices. So, and I still have the stack of exercises that I was doing from the last bout of streaming. So yeah, I try to save all this because I think one day I'm gonna look back and be like, cha-ching! Glad I did that shit, because it paid off. I mean, when you really think about it, you have so much time in your life. Like, you know, I'm 26. If I live healthfully and try to, you know, make the most of what I have, it's like, I'm gonna be living for quite a long time. At least 25 more years. So if I could learn as much as I did in the first 25 years of my life, what can I do if I take the next 25 years and just go fucking, like, and just not stop? And then basically once I meet a few financial goals, I can get an easier job. So once that happens, it's like everything I think is just gonna fall into place. So I'll have more time, I'll have more like mental energy, but at the same time, I think that if I can just see this as a challenge where, sure, I feel these like things, but rise above it, you know, like don't like die to that story, you know, like I think we tell ourselves stories and somebody else in our position might be able to handle all of it, you know, so it's like, how can we be the best version of ourselves? You know, I don't know, but other than just like trying to be that, so yeah. The first immortal human is already walking among us. You're right. It's actually sitting right in front of you. It shall be me. I'm uncovering all the secrets to health and longevity, as well in my free time. Oh, and another thing I started doing, which I have been absolutely loving, is I found this like Shaolin school where I do like Tai Chi, Tai Gong, and like Kung Fu. And it's just amazing because the people there are awesome. Like, just so, I don't know, they just have this amazing, like, I think Shaolin especially draws a certain type of person where you're into meditation and whatnot. So they just, I don't know, just every time you walk in there, everyone's just got this peaceful sort of presence, and being around them is really nice. They're just so much love there, you know. I think it's really important to have something in your life where you're around people who you can kind of like who can give you like some positive reinforcement or whatever the case is. And then Tai Gong itself has been pretty interesting because it's really opened my mind to like I had this hypothesis, theory, fact. It's actually, in my opinion, a fact. But this idea that you know, the human brain, I mean, the human is or every living thing functions through essentially an electrical circuit, and every electrical circuit has an EMF. And the question is, I don't know if I can do this when the proportions are off of the frame. Maybe what I'll do is, how can I do this? AA Ron 1982, thank you for the follow. Health? No, I'm counting on technology to reverse my lifetime of dope and cheeseburgers. Well, best of luck in that endeavor, Sakelo. I don't like to trust my health in the hands of anyone other than myself. So that's why I focus on the health element. Oh, thank you, Codpiece. Oh, I appreciate that. That's really sweet. Aw. Yeah, and another thing I love about streaming is like, I just, honestly, I love people. Like, I am totally, I guess, an extrovert when it comes to like, if I can be myself, I am 100% an extrovert, you know? Aww. Do you know AA Ron? So I feel like when I do this, it's like I am kind of, that's another thing. It's like I can be myself around other people who are weirdos like me. And that was actually the first thing that struck me about Twitch, was like it's just full of weirdos like myself. Like, yeah, so I really appreciate that. I still don't know if this is proportionally accurate, and it's really bothering me. So what if I copy, paste, can I paste? And then I'm just gonna like do an outline. Oh geez, what happened? Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to do, where's my layers? Okay, so on my background layer, because I'm just basically sketching, I don't care about layers. Actually, I'm gonna make another one because...
Oh, yeah.
Aw, thank you for the host, Aaron. You heard of him once, but you thought it was twice. Alright then. I'm gonna take a rectangle tool and just outline this so that I'm literally using the same frame. I think that's kind of cheating, but who knows. And I want no fill, no fill, stroke black, and oh, oops. Okay, I'm gonna take my layers and hide a bunch of stuff that I don't need. Where did my layers pane go? Sorry, I'm really slow at Photoshop too. I'm sure it's making somebody cringe. Oh, come on. Oh, Webion! Dude, Webion! I heard that you've been doing a lot of commissions lately. And I was like, oh, Webion, I'm so proud of him! Oh, a camping vacation! That sounds fun. A whole week off work, camping? Ah! That sounds amazing. Getting that nature time. That's the way to do it. Oops. Where is my... okay. Except I want actually a new layer. Oops. Okay. Is it one of those like communing with nature camping trips, or is it like a home away from home camping trips? Damn it, this needs to be like smaller. That's too small. It's like, oh, okay. If I can get one more little. Okay, cool. Now I think I can do this. And if not, you know what? Fuck it.
Hey,
Yeah?
you hungry?
Yeah. You got nothing?
Yeah, do you want me to pull it upstairs or?
Is it warm now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat it. Do you have fork?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you.
So,
You try it? Was it good?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
I tried to not season it as much, but it's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I appreciate that.
There's a lot of beach water too.
Yeah. Woo, thank you. And you added lots of pepper. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.
I just got some vegan mac and cheese delivery with some cashew cheese, which is yeah. I feel so special. A lot of people like, I feel like I'm not a very good like female because I don't make food and I don't clean. Like, I mean, I clean, but I'm not one of those like domestic housewives at all. Like, I'm just like not. I like making like liquids. It sounds really weird, but I like making smoothies and drinks of all kinds, like tea mixtures, alcohol mixtures for like friends or something. Those are my favorite things to make. But I don't know why, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to making food. I typically, if it was up to me, like if I ate by myself, I would literally eat like a can of beans and like just some plain lettuce. Like, that's it. It's not nature time if you take tech with you. Good point. But you can commune in nature with technology though. I think you can. Going to a lake with your guitar and some books. Oh! Hiking and relaxing, and also a laptop with solar panel and recording equipment. Nice! That's awesome. There's pepper. He added a lot of pepper because I love pepper. Mmm. In my opinion, it's so much better than regular mac and cheese because holy shit, it's so good. Oh my god. Because like cheese is like disgusting to me. I hate cheese. Like, I'll eat it on occasion if I have to, but like I really don't like it very much. I don't know. I always eat it and I'm like, eh. And it makes me depressed. It's really weird. My first bite, I got pepper in my throat, so sorry for the coughing. I hope it's not too loud. The first was the rebuilt electric fence unit, but only 5 devices. Second one's pretty dope. Wait, what? Fence unit? Oh. Okay, cool. I'm glad AA Ron. We agree on that very important thing. Who doesn't like pepper though? Like, let's be real. Did you mention cheeseburgers? Well, see, I think that's the only thing where cheese is acceptable is like on a cheeseburger. But I don't eat burgers or cheese typically, so but if I were to, if I like just ate whatever I wanted, I'd probably be eating cheeseburgers every day. Although I think my favorite meal is probably Eggs Benedict. So good. I need to listen to some like Japanese music for this photo. And you know me, I love my Japan. Why? I don't know. I liked Japan before I even like knew what anime was, so I don't really know why. I used to get these like travel books or these books about like different places, and like I just remember the one about Japan being the coolest. I don't know if it was like the landscape or the architecture or what it was, but I was just like, whoa, Japan. I still have never been. One of these days, though, I'm gonna get my ass over there. Okay, I feel like this is just one frontal box, basically, what I'm drawing. So, and I'm getting into the detail prematurely, I think. So I'm going to just kind of end it there. It's not really contributing to anything. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change my brush color, which I saw this little, I don't know if this is what Modern Day James does, but when I was watching one of his sketches, I saw he used a small line weight, and I don't know if he did that by pressure, but I feel like it just makes things simple in the future when you start to like go in with the detail. But what the fuck is my pain? Okay, I'm gonna make it gray, so even if I bear down, it doesn't get too dark. That's true. I think he's good people, man. I can see that. I mean, he likes Pepper. He said never be sorry for being excited about something. I mean, that's already two positive strikes. Usago-san, Nihongo wa karimasu ka? Usagi-san. Usagi-san? You mean Sailor Moon? That Usagi? And hi, Nihongo wa karimasu. But only a chotto, you know what I mean? What up, Webion? Welcome back. Oh, does it? Wait, isn't that her name in Sailor Moon? Or is it something else? Yeah, her name is Usagi Tsukino, okay. Oh, wow, never knew that. That's kind of cool. Sailor Moon was my shit when I was a kid. Dude, I had this friend, and we would call each other every day. I'm starting back my Pomodoro. Wait, resume. Okay, I'm starting a new 25-minute session. Actually, I don't know what tabune is. But yeah, we would get home from like daycare or something and then call each other up on the phone and watch Sailor Moon together, and it was just like the best thing ever. She was so nice. I wish I could like find her again. I really feel bad because she called my home phone when I was in college, but you know, I wasn't there, so my mom told me about it, and I always meant to call her back, and I never did, and then we lost the voicemail, and now I don't know her number, and it's like, ugh, I kind of wish I could find her again. I wonder what she's up to. Actually, that line's way too high. It's more like this starts down here. And I rewatched some Sailor Moon like semi-recently, probably like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was watching it, and I was like, man, Sailor Moon's actually really annoying. And that tuxedo mask guy, God, what a character. He might as well be wearing a fedora. You know, I just have to ask, like, why do people, you know, I guess there's nothing wrong inherently with a fedora, but how do people just decide, like, I'm gonna wear a fedora? Like what happens in their life for them to be like, fedoras are the thing I'm gonna wear? Not that there's anything wrong with it inherently, it's just like, I feel like it has so much stigma these days, it's kind of like, well, actually, you know what? I respect you if you fight the stigma, so fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Wear your goddamn fedoras. But if you say milady, like, I'm probably going to just be like a... Oh yeah, my horizon line. Where did that go? This one. Here it is. It's on par with this, basically. Is Sailor Jupiter the one with the black hair? Yeah. Yeah, she was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure she's the black hair. She the green hair. I should know this. The Taboon thing. Why was the Legend of Zelda show offensive? So I really want to focus on forms without getting super bogged down by the details of the specific photo. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm starting to think I don't have the prerequisite knowledge to do that. It's like I'm looking at so much I can't break it down. Weird. So it's like halfway. Another half. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so right off the bat, I had a false proportion here, and that's gonna throw off, like, everything, so... God damn it. I don't know why, I always get the undo mixed up with my brush tool. I don't know why I keep doing that. Oh, Mercury had the blue hair, okay. Episode 1 of Zelda wakes up in the morning and stretches while birds chirping. Link whistles at her and says, quote, "Looking good, princess, especially from this angle." Wow, I see. It's pretty funny. Isn't that like a kid's show? I find it really weird when kids shows, like, they do that, you know? Where it's like, oh yeah, it's totally normal for, like, it just focuses on the appearance of the female, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's kind of a thing, but it's like, it's, in the grand scheme of things, appearance is like the most meaningless thing on Earth, but people put so much weight on it because, you know, we're animals and people don't know how to use their prefrontal cortexes apparently, so. He should have said "milady." Man, if he said that, that would have been grand. It's like he's being a gentleman, but he's totally not. Like, I definitely didn't like any male animes. Like, I hated Dragon Ball Z, I'm not gonna lie. But I did like drawing it. I like drawing the characters. But every time I watched it, I'd be like, oh, this is so boring. One anime that I like for some reason is I really like Dead Man Wonderland. I feel like it's surprisingly deep. Like, kind of goes into this, you know, mention of the entertainment people get from like horrible things, and I don't know. It's kind of cool to me. Why I cannot proportionally figure out what the fuck I'm doing. It's really pissing me off, actually. So, looks like we have... Okay, let's go back to the shapes. So we've got a box here. We've got a box here. And it's going back into space. Oh, you never got into anime, Webion? What was your favorite show growing up, if you watched TV? Would you like to hear your impression of Dragon Ball Z? Find it next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh, yeah. Pretty much. If you had to watch at least one, which should it be? Death Note is pretty good. I actually have a box set of the manga right behind me. Yes, I do. Why? I don't know. No, Death Note's pretty awesome though. Aw, succulent cheeseburger. Arigatou gozaimasu for the subscription. Whee! And welcome, by the way. Sorry, I feel like I'm like trying to look at you guys, but my chat's down here. I wish I could set this up on my fucking screen in front of me. But anyway, Power Rangers. Oh yeah, Power Rangers was pretty cool. Although looking back on it, it's like, what the fuck is this show? Like, it's so weird. Great, now I want a cheeseburger. You know, succulent cheeseburger. Sakella's been talking about cheeseburgers like this whole time. Yeah, now when you watch Power Rangers, it's like, oh my god, what was I thinking? I guess because like the fighting scenes, you're just like, wow, pow pow pow. I don't know. Magic and fighting is always really cool as a kid, I think. I don't know, like I haven't watched that much anime myself. Like, basically there's two things that I really liked, and they're from manga. So like, or manga if you want to be like, even though like I love Japanese, I still don't want to say manga. I don't know why. Like, unless I'm speaking in Japanese, like I feel like in America it's fucking manga, you know. I don't know. That's like the one. I don't know. It just sounds so. It sounds so weeby to say manga, you know. It's like, even for me. Even though I just said arigatou gozaimasu, like, I think that's too weeby. I don't know, that's something in my brain, I don't know why, but... Anyway, my favorite manga was Fruits Basket. So good. And my guy, my friend told me about that in like 8th grade or something. And to this day, I love that fucking manga with a passion, because it's just so, like, I don't know, I really like heartwarming things. Those are probably my favorite. Like, if there was this type of genre that's my favorite, it's called heartwarming. Like My Little Pony, I unironically love, because it's very, like, heartwarming. And, yeah, but that's not anime, so... Anyway, the anime, it's just like a movie, I guess. A Fruits Basket. So, like, it's okay. It's not as good as the manga, though. Because it's like, they can't fit the whole series into one movie. But it was worth watching, and I cried, so that's good enough. I have not seen Azumanga Daioh. Azumanga Daioh. So, between Death Note and Attack on Titan, which is better? I would say Death Note. I would say Death Note, personally. I feel like Attack on Titan got kind of... I mean, it's cool, but it got a little... it's just not as cool to me as, like... like the mystery and stuff of Death Note, I guess. And yeah. I don't know. I think I like that more. Not your taste. I don't think we can be friends anymore, Codpiece. How could anyone not like Fruits Basket? No, I totally get. That's not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, Attack on Titan got like repetitive or something. Death Note is 54 episodes? How is that even... Is there more than like 13 volumes of the manga? I honestly haven't watched it. Oh, an anime my friend recommended to me. Is that's actually surprisingly good was fuck, what was it called? Chihaya Furu is how it's spelled. And it's like about this card game, these kids in school who like start playing this card game called Karuta. And it's just, again, a little bit of heartwarmingness to it, so that's probably why I like it. But it's surprisingly good. Also, I had another friend who recommended Dagashi Kashi to me for some reason, and I watched it. And it was pretty cute in its own way. Like, if you were gonna watch one anime, I wouldn't recommend that one, but it's like pretty short and dumb, but I don't know, it's kind of like, it's kind of cool in its own weird fucking way, I don't know. But I really have not watched very many different animes. Like, I've never seen Bleach. I tried to watch the first episode of One Piece at the recommendation of Drawing Chicken, but I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through the first episode. I was like, I don't know why, but it wasn't doing it for me. I feel like I'm not actually making any shapes. I'm just drawing lines, and there's not enough like shapes to really, or maybe there are and I'm just blind. That could be possible. Like, this is the only like box I've seen that I can really like fully draw as a box in space. Everything else is only like one view. So I should probably do an interior actually, because this isn't practicing the skills that I'm trying to practice. Like, essentially what's about to happen is I'm about to go in and flesh out a bunch of details, which I don't really care about because I'm not trying to study that. So I might just need to scrap this one and go on an interior journey. Because it's like, this is what, like, this is, I guess there's some 3-point perspective here to a degree. I don't know. I almost just feel like it's actually too easy and it's just the details that really make it stand out. So it's just a bunch of detail work. Some of which are shapes. But, I don't know, maybe I should just try it. I'm Juluvial! Juluvial's the one who recommended Dagashi Kashi. Oh my god! What's up, dude? Hell yeah! I'm so glad you were there when I said that. Dude, I've been thinking about you lately, actually. I was like, man, I miss that guy. Princess Mononoke would probably be a recommendation for a first-time watcher, or perhaps any Studio Ghibli. I agree. Princess Mononoke is I think my favorite Ghibli movie, for sure. And Spirited Away, those two. Ghibli. What a cute name. Oh my god! Jalubio! What a like surprising chance that you were there as I said that. Oh, you went to college? Really? Oh, hell yeah. What are you studying? Are you still playing the guitar? Dude, I need to like, I think I'm going to get Netflix because sometimes I just want to like be lazy and watch a show instead of watch shit on YouTube. You know, not like I have a really hard time like watching a lot of anything, so it's like I can't even be, I don't think it's like a threat to my productivity, but every now and then I'm just like, man, I just want to watch something and just fucking relax. Computer science and still play guitar. Nice, nice. Video game class now, working on some 3D models. Oh, cool. Dude, that's awesome. Ah, that's so exciting. Oh, I know what kind of video games you would be good at making. But I'm not going to say it here in the stream. But if Lilybite was here, I would be able to, I don't know, I would probably say what I'm thinking. What kind of games would you want to make, though? Well, I was gonna say like, what are they called? What is Lilybite's genre of game? What does she call her game? Like a lewd game, basically. If a lead singer of a-ha dragged you into a drawing, you would choose your drawing? You mean that drawing full of boxes? It's just like lines everywhere? Well, it's only fitting, of course. Although I think, don't get me wrong though, I definitely think you have a depth of personality that you would probably do something like on the existential side as well. If you were really to go into it, I don't think you would just be like, let me just make lewd games, you know what I mean? I can see you doing both. Man, I really want to get good at photography so I can like take really cool photos and then draw them. By good at photography, I mean like get like 2 other lenses, and then that would basically give me all I need. Oh, hell yeah! A dungeon aesthetic, you say? Are we talking about like the unpleasant dungeon or the pleasant type of dungeon? I'm not very funny. I'm sorry, I just laugh at myself. Okay, I don't want to get into mindless mark making. Let's avoid mindless mark making today and forever, because it's the bane of my skill. Need some food and do some nocturnal stuff. Nocturnal stuff? What does that mean? Does this involve your cog piece? I'm just kidding. Have a great night. Thanks for the stream. Oh, Usagi-san. You mean Usagi-chan? Come on now. We are close enough that you can call me Usagi-chan. Or Usagi-haika. Look that one up if you don't know what it is. Yeah. Is that a pig? Anyway, enjoy your night, Codpiece. Thank you for stopping by and being awesome. Ooh, nice 3D thing going on here. Oh, in 25 minutes I didn't get anything done. Sayonara. The dank kind of dungeon. Okay, so like, are we talking about the dank meme kind of dungeon, or like the dank as in like cold and dark dungeon? Oh wow, that proportion is so off. Ugh. How is that so off? Okay. What's up, Bowser? Oh yeah, let me like just turn it off and then restart and do everything all over again. I will definitely do that. The cold and dank, I see. The true sense of the term dank. Can be water pits with frogmen that live in them and try to kill you. Hell yeah, dude. We should. We should. Also, do you use Discord at all, Jaluvial? If not, you better get your ass on there because it's the best fucking, like, chat thing I've ever used in my life. And I'm going to force it on everyone I know. Even though nobody ever uses it once I force them to get an account. What's this Discord thing? No, and I thought I lived under a rock, guys. Oh, hell yeah. Well, if you, My link is on the bottom. So if you join that and then send me a message, and you can just leave it if you don't want to be in it for some reason. But then I'll have your contact. I don't know my number. Yes, I live in Iraq. Oh, Iraq. It's like, hello, I appreciate that you always, like, try to make a joke about stuff. Like, if there's an opportunity for a joke, like, you always take it. I love it. I have a lot of rooms? Oh, yeah, I do. It's for all of the eclectic interests that people may have. We have been through, like, in this chat, so many conversations have taken place, so all of those conversations have culminated into a bunch of different rooms that I think people may want to use at some point. And I have a controversial section specifically because, like, I hate when, oops, no. Why was that, how did that even happen? No. Bitch, I didn't ask you to change my layer. Oh, okay, let me start that back up again. That was a break actually, but let's do another 25 minutes, see where we go. Anyway, yeah, I did a controversial section, and I thought long and hard about this because of a variety of weird reasons that are honestly too much to even go into. But yeah, suffice it to say, I think everyone should be able to speak their opinion, and we live in a very PC world, which is, you know, people are not always going to like other people's opinions, but they should be able to talk about them if they want to, but just like in a contained, a safe space for all opinions. Yeah. I'm sure nobody actually cares about any of that reasoning, but for some reason I gave it a lot of thought. This is like, it's like, okay, this is like a rotating box, for sure. I mean, it's like a rotating, not box, but rectangle. Oh, I don't have a, is there a way to do that? I need to figure out that command you just tried, succulent cheeseburger, but it's in my about me section. Oh, well, no one's actually been using my Discord, so it's pretty empty right now. And my problem is, I like offensive humor, but like everyone doesn't. So on stream, I can't condone offensive shit, you know, but at the same time, I appreciate it. Because, you know, I don't want people to feel like, in a way, it's like I understand why people don't like certain topics or whatever. And I respect them for having those opinions. But at the same time, for those of us who don't have, like, various, you know, trauma or things that have caused us to not be able to talk about certain things without, like, getting some sort of PTSD, then, you know, I think it's only fair that people can talk about whatever they want to talk about without being chastised, you know? Everyone doesn't have to, like, I don't know, I just think that you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say. That's really all it comes down to. And also a lot of the things where people are like, they think some jokes are offensive, Actually, I think to the contrary, the more you joke about like offensive things, the less serious they are. It's like if you make a racist joke, like say I say, you know, all white girls drink Starbucks and like, you know, I could say any number of other things, but I'm not gonna like be like, goddamn, like you just think I'm a dumb consumer because I'm a white girl? You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny because it's funny. It's not like a bad thing. But I could turn it into a bad thing if I wanted to. But yeah. Anyway. Some people don't agree with that view, and that's why the controversial channel is request only. And also, in the event that one of those controversial discussions breaks out in a stream chat and people start getting heated, I'll be like, hey, hello guys, let's take this somewhere else, just because I think you should talk about it, but maybe not here. I'm like really failing on this beam thing going on here, and I think there's two reasons. One, I can't see it very well, and then two, I don't know shapes very well, so GG. But it's like this is a triangle slanting up, but you can't actually see the top because it's like above the horizon line, so you only see the bottom. But it's not really getting that effect in my drawing. Can you summarize what the song is about? Or post it in the Discord? "2018 is tough that way." Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange world we are entering. But someday I hope to be that asshole who just continues to offend. Because we should get the fuck over things. Like, again, you know, I hate saying that because some people really have had, you know, like for example, if you make a rape joke, it's like, well, sure, it's funny to you and me because like it's never happened to us. Well, actually, you know, it's never happened to us in a way that was traumatizing or whatever, but you know, to someone who's actually gone through a very traumatic experience, it's sort of a different story, and it's actually extremely painful for them and can ruin their lives for many years. So, you know, I do have compassion for that. But I just love rape jokes, and it just makes me feel like a bad person. But like, you know, I get like, I don't know, I see both sides. Like I just can't see if there anything being so traumatizing to me that I could never joke about it. Like, in fact, horrible things have happened in my opinion in my life that I joke about because it's just like, well, I mean, what else can you do? You know, what else can you do? Like, you can sit there and be offended and woe is me your way to the rest of your life, but it's like, where's the fun in that? And, you know, I don't know, not that I always feel this way, like, you know, I definitely have my challenges still, but I try to think of life like, you know, why focus on all the bad when, like, laughing about things can just feel so damn good? Like, why fight to feel bad? You know, and I say that because I know very well what it's like to do that, so I come to the conclusion that it makes more sense just to laugh at shit because, like, literally what else is there to do? what's done is done. You can't really change it. So it's like you either make peace with it or you suffer for the rest of your life. And it's like, YOLO, so why bother with the suffering? Although it's not always easily within one's control, so you know, that's kind of a caveat there. I just undid instead of my brush tool. It's tool. Oh. Oh. Thank you. A very fitting song for this situation. Well, offensive comedy pushes one to question their values, and questioning your values is a good thing because then you know why you believe them. Yes, although a lot of people, when the values are in question, suddenly they're like having a existential crisis and they don't want to go further or something, which is really weird. Either you can make fun of everything or nothing. Well said, actually. Well, actually, sometimes people can make fun about some things, but then they get all offended and butthurt about others, so I guess it kind of depends. Like, I actually, the reason I changed my name on my stream was because either I made a rape joke or someone made a rape joke and I basically just didn't see anything wrong with it. You know, I myself, you know, probably make a rape joke a day, to be honest. No offense to those rape victims out there, but I literally had to change my name because someone messaged me and was like, oh, you know, I really like the stream and stuff, but I thought it was going to be more like, you know, nice, and the, you know, the rape thing offended me because I was raped. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings, you know, like I actually was very sorry that they felt worse coming to my stream than better, you know. But then I realized the name Cuddly Cake was like, it's too cutesy, you know. It's like someone's gonna be like, oh, Cuddly Cake, it's gonna be a puffy little muffin caking around and rainbows and butterflies 100% of the time. So I was like, how can I say like this is, you know, like no, it's not like that. So that's where the Notorious came through, and then, you know, the White Rabbit, if you understand the symbol, and I don't mean, I'm specifically referring to, you know, Alice in Wonderland Matrix type of symbol. So, and then the rest, all, you know, it all makes sense from there. But yeah, it was prompted because of that conversation where I offended someone, and I was like, God damn it. I'm not going to get attached to people only to offend them. I'm going to tell them right off the bat that I'm a bad person. Although I'm not a bad person, you know, it's just I have a dark and offensive sense of humor, and I always have. So Cuddly rapes. Aw, Friendly Link, what are you crying about? Aw. Make a rape joke a day, same. It's cathartic to feel bad about things because it legitimizes it. That's true. That's true. But I think also the reason why it's important to realize like your bad feelings or whatever are valid, but it's also important to realize, like, I think that they kind of don't matter, because no matter what happens to you, as long as you're living, like, life goes on. So it's like you can hold on to things that eat you up, or you can just be like, oh, alright. That's not to say, like, you know, you're not allowed to have emotion, or, like, you know, you know, something really bad happened to you and you should just get the fuck over it, little bitch. You know, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I think if you can kind of see past that initial pain, you can see like a lot of different things that maybe you couldn't before, like maybe someone's motivation for doing something that hurt you, or maybe someone's like I don't know, that's actually the big, we're talking about being offended, so it's usually someone else doing something that hurts someone, so yeah, I don't know. I just think it's good to have an open mind and not tie yourself down to feelings of despair, because I don't know, I think it really blocks the good in life from entering your like line of sight, basically. Actually, yeah, it becomes like a blind spot. It's the best way I could put it. Ugh, this is proportionally off, but I'm just gonna go with it. We're just going to make do. This is already turning out to be doo-doo, but you know, let's just keep trying. Stoic propaganda. Is that what this is? There's also the other side, not having something bad happen to you, but doing something bad to someone else, and the guilt that occurs. Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah. But I also think that that shouldn't eat you up too much either, because it's like you can't change what you've done either, so it's like at one point you have to forgive yourself and say, I made a mistake because I didn't understand something. Like I didn't know how my actions would affect them, or maybe you did. Like maybe you intended to hurt someone or something because you felt so much pain. But then you can have that like awareness, like, well, I did that because I was like in pain and it wasn't right. But like now that I can see that I did it and I didn't actually really want to hurt them, but at the time I did because that's the only thing I knew, or something like that. It's, you know, I just think it's so important to forgive yourself and other people. Like, now, you know, forgiveness, does that mean like, you know, forgive and then trust completely blindly, like someone who's done horrible things like multiple times? Like, no, it's not what I'm suggesting. But in general, it's like people make mistakes because we are literally, they say we're only human. I like to say we're only animals with like a prefrontal cortex that functions sometimes at its best. And typically when it's in a non-emotional state. So when you introduce emotions, you start to introduce the survival mechanisms of the animal, which you are. And when an animal is fearing for its life, it will, like, it's fight or flight. Like literally you'll either fight your way to survive or you run away. And that can hurt people. Either one of those can really hurt people. So yeah, it's a very, very weird thing. But yeah, holding on to anything you may have done to hurt someone, you know, that again, that it's like, it's putting too much on you. Like one day you have to say, man, I made a mistake and what I did wasn't okay, but I gotta move on. You know, I gotta be better, and then just do better. You know, that's like, allow becoming better to be your repentance. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people get so caught up in shame and guilt that they actually repeat the offenses that they have done because they don't learn, or they keep holding on to this idea like, this is who I am. And, you know, they think they can't change because this is who I am. And it's like, no, you can see what you've done and make massive changes because now you know the consequence of those actions. So people love to be offended. If you put up a booth with a camera and a controversy, people will line up to spout their boring opinions. That's very true. Like that guy. There's like a guy on YouTube who does that. It's fucking awesome. I think he says something like, there's only two genders, prove me wrong, or something like that. And, you know, it gets into this very illogical debate with, you know, don't get me wrong, I definitely also have full, like, understanding that people who are, like, uncertain of their gender are going through something I could never really understand. And they're completely allowed to have whatever feeling they want about who they are and their own identity. But some of the rhetoric about it is the problem. It's like kind of where it gets weird. Not that I can think of any right off the top of my head, but yeah. It changed my mind, guy. Although sometimes he says some dumb stuff too, so. I'm trying really hard not to get into the weeds here, but there's so many little details. I guess those details are important, but I still feel like I just like am missing the point of the exercise I was attempting to do with this. Does this music not make you guys feel like you're like riding around mowing people down in Grand Theft Auto? Because it definitely does for me. Ah, Grand Theft Auto, my favorite childhood pastime. Mowing people down and punching hookers. Oh, my friend sent me a link today that says something about how the Scotland or somewhere in Europe, I don't know what it was fully, is going to start banning strip clubs because, get this guys, get this, it's violence towards women. Strip clubs, violence towards women. That almost sounds sarcastic, Julivial. But like, strip clubs, violence toward women. Did you hear what I just fucking said? Strip clubs, violence towards women. Can anyone actually give me a logical reason why that actually makes sense? Like, seriously. I don't think there is one. I don't think that's a fucking real... No. That's just not a thing. It's not violence towards women. They're willingly doing that. I mean, it's different if you're in like a third world country and like your mom or sold you to some fucking person who's forcing you to work at his club. Okay. Yeah, but like how many percentage of people are doing that in a first world country? I would venture so few that outlawing that is just stupid. Not to mention, we know exactly what happens when you outlaw things. They happen anyway. And in fact, it often creates a greater form of depravity in its place. So it's like, okay, you don't want strip clubs, well, you're gonna get something way worse if you try to control people's like desire for that. So good luck, guys. Just good luck. And good luck with that fucking not true statement that it's violence towards women. Like, they're literally... I don't know. I mean, do I think strip clubs are a good thing? Do I think that they're, like, you know, a great thing for society and, you know, they're just making the world a greatly better place? And, I mean, not really. But at the same time, who the fuck am I to judge someone else's thing? Like, unless they're my partner I don't give a fuck if someone's going to a strip club. Like, you know, if my partner was going to a strip club, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's... Why do you need that when you have me? You know, that's like a different story, but... Yeah, if you're, like, you don't have a partner, you don't want to have a partner, and that's what you like, man, I mean, who fucking cares? Who cares? Like, you're going and spending your money so they can literally do nothing other than be female. Like, now, granted, many of them have very good pole skills, and that's actually quite an achievement, but when you do it all fucking day for a living, obviously you're going to, like, learn things, so... Anarcho-capitalist confirmed. I'd have to look up the full-on meaning of that, but... Sounds about right. Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with prostitution either. In fact, not legalizing it exposes women, children, and men, all people involved, to a lot more potential for violence because it's illegal. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Because it's completely irregulated. So if there's no regulations and you're a prostitute and, like, say you were sold into it, well, you're afraid to go to the... You might be afraid to go into the police or something because, like, it's illegal and you're gonna get arrested. Like... Or if a man is beating you, like, say you're just trying to do business, a man or a woman, you know, there's male prostitutes too, you're getting beaten, and you can't go to the police because you're doing an illegal activity, so they have no protection, but they're doing it anyway. Why? Because that's what fucking people do. Like, laws are just... Some of them make sense. Like, yeah, if you kill someone, there needs to be a fucking repercussion. You know, like, you can't just kill someone. That's taking away someone else's rights. You can't steal people's shit. That's taking away their rights. Like, you know, you can't, like, steal their baby. That's fucked up. Like, you know, but telling people what they can and can't do with their own bodies, it just drives me insane. It makes no sense. Alright, night-night, Bowser. I don't go to strip clubs only because there's never a band and I don't want to pay $11 for a beer. Fair enough. The thing I don't get about strip clubs is, like... I mean, again, I'm not a man. It's a personal preference, whatever. But to me, it's like... Why would I want to go and, like, get this cock tease and then go home and, like, watch porn and, like, jack off? Like, why don't I just stay at home, save the money, and jack off? I mean, it's just efficient. I guess it's the personal contact. But, you know, another thing is, they're literally trying to get your money, so they're... You know, they're not... They're not just being nice to you because they like you, you know, it's like they're putting on an act. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to pay for someone to be fake to me. Now, granted, all of them aren't fake. People do have meaningful relationships with strippers. And that's great. My point is, for me, it would just be too inefficient to even bother. And also, I don't really like bodies like that. I'm not really like that. I don't know. It doesn't really interest me. Like, if I see someone dancing, I feel nothing other than like, how do you do that? Like, I'm more, you know. I don't go to bars. Buy your own handle for $20. I know, right? You could go to a bar and spend $20 on, like, one drink sometimes. Usually two. Or you could buy your own fucking handle for $20. I agree, Jaluvial. Bars are such a ripoff. Not to mention, You know, I honestly think this is funny. I used to go to bars because I thought like maybe I would meet some cool people who are like cool. Don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But I just discovered like everyone I talked to, like we'd have these good conversations and we talked about like philosophy or like I don't know, it's just good religion. I mean, not religion. What the fuck? Just good conversations about like life. And it's completely, like to me, it's 100% a platonic like conversation because I'm not like looking for a partner. So so then I just realized it was 100% just like a meat market and people are like talking, but it's like they want something else. So they're just talking. It's like they're just sort of BSing so that they can get to something else. And like, that's all it was. Like over and over and over again. And then I was like, what the fuck am I even doing? Like, why am I doing this? I've never met a single person from doing this, so fuck it. Although I did have a really fun time one time where me and a bunch of girls, like, for some reason, the line was really long, so everybody just went in the bathroom together and just, like, fucking peed together, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was one of those, like, moments where I felt like, oh, like, cool females who are just chill. I don't know. But do I talk to any of them? No. Except one. I kind of still talk to her some. But not really. Like, it's, like, extremely rare. Actually, I think the sign is at a angle, so... There's a club, if you like to go, you can meet somebody who really loves you, so you go and you stand on your own and you leave. Is that a song? Sounds like a song. Sounds pretty fucking depressing, too. Yeah, you can get a giant thing of alcohol relatively cheap here. And you can even make your own drinks, like you can use your blender and add like real lemons and grapefruit and strawberries and stuff. So you can make your own cool stuff, which I just think is more fun than drinking someone's like sugary plastic shit. Yeah, I hate spending more money than is necessary for things, because like it's like spending excessive money on a poison. It's just not the best ROI if you ask me. You know, I do have to admit, I'm a little bit excited because this is... I don't think there's any way I'd be able to break this down the way I'm breaking it down a while ago. I used to look at environments and be like, what the fuck? But now I'm like sort of getting it. And it's really cool. Because I love environments. The reason being, like, actually, one of the reasons I've always wanted to like get really skilled in drawing is so I could draw my dreams, because I always dream about these like fantastical places, like giant mansions and like these really just cool places that I can't articulate. But if I knew how to rapidly draw like environments, I'd be able to basically like wake up and be like, oh yeah, and then like sketch out like some forms to get like the scale down, you know, and then start like the details and stuff. That's like one thing that I really want to do when I keep drawing all the time and get decent. And more so than decent, just an intuitive sense of space. That's like the skill that I'm really trying to get to. And it's like I see what it is, so it's just a matter of doing it enough for the brain to grasp it. Oh, well, you can get that bottom barrel shit for pretty cheap though. Aquarius! What's up, dude? If you establish a few of the apparent vanishing points, it would make your life easier with angled building blocks. That's probably true. Just to like look into them more. You know, I've done a little bit of 3D modeling software. What is it called? Sketch something? But I only did it to like get shapes, and then the problem was that I had at the time, which it may be different now because I've learned some, but I would basically copy it and then, like, I have no problem copying, but when it comes to replicating it on my own mind, I still struggled with stuff. Also, this thing right here is so curved, it looks like it's sinking in. It's kind of funny, but it's like curved on this photo, which is really weird. But yeah, I wanted to just what I would use a 3D software for is like to sketch things and then check their like correctness in the software. But then you have to get in the camera angle and stuff, and I need to do some more studying on that to really grasp that part. Yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow actually, I think. Oh, Blender, nice. Yeah, I think it's SketchUp that I was looking at. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. And thirsty too. I'm really thirsty. I don't think I drink any water today, to be honest with you. I just drink like tea and fucking bye. It's not good. I'm actually gonna get some water. Hold on one sec. Okay, I just drank like a shit ton of water from this thing that makes so much sound when you drink out of it. I got some tea. Is it a trippy chair? Yeah, I love this chair, dude. It's fucking pink and see-through. And it has a little lion buddy. Rare. Oh. Talking about drinking water. Yeah, I actually think the food I was just eating, it has a lot of nutritional yeast, which I think is like kind of drying. So the new DX Racer. Yeah, it's definitely probably not as comfy, but I kind of like that because it forces me to pay attention rather than like start falling asleep in a chair. Oh, it's spawned from an ad campaign. I just know that, like, I try to drink as much as humanly fucking possible. Like, I try to drink like a gallon of water a day on a good day. Just because that's when I feel the most, the best, actually. Also, I need some new headphones. These, like, hurt my ears. It's like, why would they design it like that? I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I was eating some, it's a vegan mac and cheese, which is basically just cashews blended with nutritional yeast and I don't know what else, because I didn't make it. That's really good. With a bunch of pepper and like some scallions and shit. So fucking good. Fuck. Okay, I'm trying to see my music actually. Oh shit, this better be good. This is called a Japanese trance and progressive mix, which is related. If this isn't good, I'm going to sue someone. Okay, I started the Pomodoro timer as well. And here we go. This is gonna be funny when I look back on it and I'm like, this is shit. Oh, night-night, Webion. So, Kello, why are you sweating there? Oh, was it the lawsuit comment? Because I was planning on suing you, actually. If this song is not good, I'm gonna sue Sakello. Yeah, for my next environment piece, I'm definitely gonna find something more, I guess like indoors, so that there's more, cause I wanted to do like walls and stuff and things against walls and lots of different objects. Yeah. But this is mostly just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just not enough of what I was trying to practice. And I feel like I'm just kind of filling in details without like, without something else I wanted first. Anyway, these are the worst things that have come from man. It doesn't have a cushion to protect your ear, severely damaging its lifespan. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, was Steve Jobs around when they designed that? Because seriously, it fucking sucks. Stay hydrated, bot. What the fuck? Is that real? We were just talking about that, right? Did somebody... That's hilarious. Wow. That's funny. My body and the bot, they were aligned. They were just like scheming in the background. Am I vegan by chance? For the most part. Basically, like, I eat meat if it's provided to me, like, or sometimes dairy, like, for example, say I go to work and I didn't bring my food and I'm really fucking hungry and they have free fucking sandwiches in the break room. I'm going to eat that, you know. I'm just opportunistic like that, I guess. Because it's fucking free and it's fucking right at there, so. Or if I go to someone's house and they prepare some food, like my parents, like, they don't understand my veganism and they never will. They never have. They were mad at me when I was 17 when I was trying to do it for the first time. They got very mad, actually. It's pretty funny thinking about it. So then I just started eating meat again because my parents would be like, don't make your own food, even though, you know, I would spend my own money to buy my own food. And they're like, well, then you need to make it for everyone. And I'm like, well, I don't have enough money to make enough food for everyone. And you don't even like it anyway, so like, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of like that. I'll probably eat a meat dish every now and then with my parents when I see them. But yeah. In general, I actually don't get me wrong, like, meat used to be one of my favorite things ever. But I don't feel very good when I eat it. Like, it makes my athletic performance worse. It makes my, like, I just get more exhausted. Like, my body, for whatever reason, doesn't run very well on, like, high fats. So I tend to avoid it. And I don't just mean high animal fats, but also plant-based fats. But yeah, gotta figure out what works for you. Some people that I really respect only eat meat, and it's like, well, do your thing, man. I mean, I have some opinions about it, but yeah. Oh, Codpiece has returned to the stream. Goodness me, I thought he was going to sleep. What if, now hear me out. Hear me out. I returned to wait at the stream. There's also some curvilinear perspective going on with the ref image, probably because of the focal length. Uh-huh. Good eye. I'm still noobing out on my perspective, so I didn't notice that. I went to Burger King and had a veggie burger. What a trip. What? Wait, is the Burger King veggie burger a trip? Or the fact that cod piece is back the trip? I'm not a vegan. I've tried to many times, contrary to my name. What's made you try to do it, and what's been your what's been hard about it? Stop cheating? You mean me on my diet? Oh yeah, another thing about okay, hear me out on this because it sounds like crazy, but I actually think it has some validity if you look up like casein and stuff. But like when I eat actual cheese, like I get like actually really fucking depressed, and it's like basically, you know, there's depression when you have a reason, and then there's like depression for no fucking reason. And I've identified two things that cause me to have depression for no fucking reason. And that is cheese, with the effects noticed like 12 hours or 1 day after the consumption, and alcohol, with the effects noticed if done multiple days in a row. Typically the next day. So like if I drink, even if it's just like 1 glass of wine or two glasses of wine for 2 days in a row, the next day I have like serious depression. Always. So basically I try not to drink either because it's just like, it's not worth it. And I don't even enjoy it that much anymore. It's just, honestly, I enjoy just, like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like things that make me feel horrible after doing them, so it's pretty cut and dry. Suppose you ate cheese made from human milk instead of bovine. Do you suppose you would still feel depressed or just weird as fuck? Well, you know, one of these days I'll have to try that with my own milk. If you want to go there, let's get real weird about it. I'll make my own. Of course, I'll just, like, you know, get pregnant, you know, and then as soon as the baby is born, just kill it, and then basically extract my milk for myself. That's what I would do. Because, I mean, that's what we do with, like, cows. So I have to follow the same, you know, sort of conventional factory sort of setup. Just cravings, I guess. I have an addictive personality. I also believe in harm reduction, so it's more of a conflicting ethical dilemma going on. I see, yeah. Do you do yoga by chance? Succulent burger? Cheeseburger? Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, the reason why I find myself just continuously, like, being, like, once I eat meat, I'm always just like, why did I do that? Like, I love animals, so I feel really like a hypocrite when I consume them. It just feels like, logically and feeling wise, there's just nothing good about it to me. It goes against everything I actually believe in. So, like, harm reduction, I guess, like you said. If I wouldn't be able to kill it myself, it's like I probably shouldn't eat it. If I was starving in the wild, yes, I would eat animals if I had to, and there were no, like, plants. You know, if I was living in the ice land, you know, whatever, thing full of snow, and all there is like elk and deer and rabbits, I mean, and there's no plant life, yeah, of course you're gonna opportunistically eat the animals because you fucking have to live. But since we don't live in that world, it's really just a matter of enjoying to eat them, and that's not a good enough reason for me. So I actually have this concept that I really want to do one day when I'm really good, but I'll hold off until I actually perform it one day. It's like a drawing related to this. One found that after wine and cheese party. That's pretty funny. Oh, and I never explained what it was about the cheese. So Since casein basically is an opiate, I just think that in a way it gives your brain some sort of like something, and then when you take away that opiate, you experience a withdrawal. And I think that perhaps because I like don't eat it often, the body, I have some sort of withdrawal effect. I think that's what it is for me personally. I'm also very sensitive to a lot of different foods, like in terms of my skin, so that's always fucking fun. And that's actually one of the biggest things for why I started the whole vegan thing and being extremely serious about it. I got into it for my personal health, and then but then I started watching some documentaries, and because they all made me cry, I was like, I should probably actually put my money where my mouth is. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So I don't buy it, but I do consume it when I'm desperate. This is so much bigger than it should have been. Oops. I heard from a friend that sometimes the food can trigger production of mucus in your body more, and it would make you feel bad. In my opinion, everyone has to find what sort of diet makes their metabolism run best. For me, even if I wanted the vegan diet, it doesn't cut it for me. I run better on meat and fats, otherwise my system gets sluggish and I have to eat every 2 hours. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I can't disqualify that other people have different physiologies. So, what works for me may not work for you, and I am not the one to decide that for you. You have to decide that on your own. So, I respect everyone's way of being because everyone is, you know, really doing the best they can. So it's like, if you know what works for you and like you've tried everything, then you know, who am I to say like you need to adapt to this? The most I can say is just, you know, it would be nice if we could be as mindful as possible about the things we consume and try to get them from sources that are actually, you know, not putting the animals through unnecessary stress and misery. That would probably be the only thing that, like, if I were to eat meat, I would want to make sure I get it from like a farmer's market or someone who I know and I've actually visited the farm. And that would probably be the way I do it. And I actually did do that for a while when I was getting into getting healthier. Mind blown, eat your own milk. That's right, Cod. My mom's theory is your diet should be based on your blood type, but I don't know more details on what food for what blood type. I don't even know my blood type, but I've been really curious about that. I zoned out a bit and heard we were killing babies. Yes, that's what the stream is all about, actually. This is the whole art thing is basically just like one of those cover-ups for like an abortion rights. What am I saying? Movement. Yeah, that's what it is. I had bad acid reflux and going vegan cured. Really? It actually helped? Oh, I'm so happy for you. I know that was like a thing. I can't believe you. You know what? This brings me back. So I remember the fact that you were actually trying to change something. I was like, wow, that's new. Normally when I tell people about things, they just think I'm crazy. But you actually tried it and it really helped you, and that is like the best thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. I'm so glad that that helped. Okay, see you, Cod. Peace. Cod. Okay, your new name is Cod Coon. Okay. You could stop watching documentaries that are making you cry. But see, I want to cry because I want to know. I want it to be very real. Like, I want to know when I'm eating something. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. Like, None of this like, oh yeah, let's just not think about that. Let's just ignore that and just focus on how delicious it is. Like, no. I want to be fully aware of everything. Like, everything. Like, I want the truth. Give me the truth or give me death. You know what I mean? Alright, enjoy your bed, cocoon. Bye. While living in the US, the amounts of refined sugar and salt foods was making it difficult for me. I had to regulate all my diet accordingly so I don't go over daily salt limits. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think making your own food is really the way to go, because the thing about people making food for you is they're not in it for your health most of the time. They're in it for your money. So, yeah. That's not to say that, you know, you can't have something lucrative that helps people. In fact, many people do exactly that. But there are so many entities out there who couldn't give a single shit about anyone's health, and they're just trying to make money. And you know, they have their little advertising, which is a lie, and all that. Which I'm honestly think that the government should. If they want to regulate things, lying to consumers should be one of them, but you know. I guess everyone has to research absolutely everything they do before they consume it, because we can't trust the government to protect the people's interests, but rather to protect the, you know, to actually buy a product that they're being told is what it is. So instead we have to protect the corporate interests, you know. Yeah. I mean, if we have to make unhealthy things not say healthy on them, these companies are going to lose so much money. A prime example of government interest being completely at odds with human interest is the illegalization of hydrogenated oils. Like, as far as I know, it's basically been in the works to be illegal for like at least the past 5 years. And then this year actually was supposed to be the one where it is no longer legal to sell products made with hydrogenated oils, but they actually have a grace period of another, I think, 3 years. Even though they've been saying 5 years from now, like, you can't sell that anymore because it is known to cause, like, basically it's not safe in any amount. Any hydrogenated oil is going to cause arterial damage. It basically like rips up your arteries and causes like arterial scarring. And the collection of plaque, especially when combined with other foods that are common in the American diet. But, you know, who cares about that when Little Debbie's are like on the verge of bankruptcy? Like, but the Little Debbie's though. Think about the Little Debbie's. Like, are you fucking kidding me? These are literally people's lives. People die because of fucking Little Debbie's. Fuck. With such a cute name like that, how just disgustingly, like, it's so, just so fucked. Pisses me off. Yeah, there's a lot of unscrupulous people in the world who don't give a single shit about human progress, human development, or human life, and yeah, that's just the way it is, I suppose. Oh yeah, I remember you said you live in the mountain, like, far away from everything. Wow. Making meals and only not for 2 to 3 times a year, that's amazing. Yeah, I bet all that cooking could be a little bit difficult. A Little Debbie is like, well, I think it's a brand, but it's like basically like a little chocolate cake roll that never goes bad. And of course, you know, they taste like plasticky sweet, which I used to love them because like I ate a shit ton of them growing up. You hate cake. I wish I hated cake. I do like cake, but I don't eat it for the most part. My parents were really sad because, or confused because I was like, please don't give me a birthday cake. I don't want to feel guilted into eating cake because like it's so bad for you. So they stopped getting me cakes, but I'm happy. Because I don't want to eat it and I don't want them to eat it either. I feel like a cake is something you feed to someone who you hate, but like in our culture it's something that's like a positive thing. But it's like so horrible for you. It's like a bomb in your body. Which I mean, hey, if you're aware of that fact and you want to do it anyway, like do your thing, you know. I'm not gonna stop you, but it's just so many people aren't aware, and I believe somebody said something about people don't research. That's true, and some people don't have the capacity to research. Like they don't have the mental, they just don't have it in them to learn and research and change. So it's like, unless an authority figure persisted to them. So in a way it's like, well, you could say, oh, survival of the fittest. That's true. But I also just think like, when an ingredient is known to have 100% deleterious effects on the body, it's like saying no arsenic in the food supply. You know, it's that should be okay to say, because people shouldn't have to scrutinize the shit out of everything to know. You know what I'm saying? Certain things should just be trusted, in my opinion, and we should err on the side of caution rather than just exposing people to all these like things we create that we don't fully understand the effects of. You know, if we haven't studied something for 50 years, we don't know what it does to someone until hundreds of people, thousands, millions die. And, you know, that's kind of my problem with these, you know, the FDA. Especially when hydrogenated oils are illegal in, I think, every other country other than, like, Mexico, I think. Because it's fucking Mexico. I definitely am doing something wrong here with this perspective. I think cakes are cuddly. Aha! Luckily I love cookies and there's plenty of vegan options. That's very true. You can actually make healthy cookies too. With like oats and stuff. Which I have yet to do effectively. I can't eat cake. Too much sugar for my taste. I used to be okay with carrot cake, but it's been ages since I've seen one. Yeah, it really is too much. Like once you get used to not eating a bunch of sugar, it's like, what the fuck is this? Shame, I consume cakes like it's air. Yeah, I used to be that way too. I used to like live on cake, cookies, ice cream, candy bars, which is why I have fucking insulin problems. I did not have a good diet growing up. Okay, anyway, it is 1:11. That's 3 ones in a row, everyone. So that's the sign that I need to go to sleep. And I just wanted to say thanks for chilling while I did this practice. I didn't finish it, but whatever. It's just a bunch of extraneous details. Just extraneous details. See, to me, this is more of a reference photo where you want to get those details for like making your own creation, but it didn't really address what I really wanted to practice, so whatever. Maybe I got something out of it, but I'm gonna try other references tomorrow, and I'm also gonna see if I can get some bodily practice in too instead of just environments. So hopefully I can find one environment that's like an interior to try to practice, and then and then some anatomical studies and stuff tomorrow. So hopefully if I have 2 hours, I can do 1 per hour. Yeah, sounds about right, sort of. So thank you guys for the company as well. It's always a joy, like being able to like have fun conversations while like doing art. Like that's so much fun. So thank you guys for being here. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, Succulent Cheeseburger. All right. Good night, guys. Enjoy your sleep and your day, and get your fun shit done, guys. All right. Peace.